Hey Virgo, welcome to April 2018. Doing these readings, they're more short and sweet for March and April. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any fancy editing again in the future, but I'm just saying for now, no fancy editing. I'm actually shuffling and I laid out the spread before I started recording, only because my husband and I are moving from Pennsylvania to North Carolina. So it's really hectic around here and I'm just doing everything possible to save some time for these readings. I'm actually also recording these readings before Mercury retrograde begins, which begins March 22nd and goes until April 15th. So with that being said, I'm closing my doors for personal readings between March 22nd and April 15th. And then I'm actually going to extend that further to the end of the month because of the craziness of the move. So if you want a private reading with me, you're going to have to wait until the beginning of May at this point. And I'm closing the doors only because doing readings during Mercury retrograde, I found that it's a struggle to interpret the language for the viewer to understand. I mean, I can get there, it just takes a little bit longer, and there's like a doubt factor there that I don't really like to feel, if you know what I mean. I'm a Gemini, I'm ruled by Mercury, so me and Mercury retrograde are not really the best of friends, so yeah. Anywho, so no private readings during March 22nd through the end of April. And yeah, I think that's it. And I think we're just going to get right into it. Okay, Virgo? Here we go. Let me just get my camera angled right. So I'm going to zoom in here. So this is how the spread laid out for me. So I'm going to rotate it so it faces you. So I hope that you were getting into that really positive vibe last month, embracing the excitement of what's to come, basically. Because I feel like you start to experience what you're anticipating, I guess you could say, during this month, which is a great thing. So this month, it feels like a balance between wanting to figure out your finances, like wanting to hone in that aspect of having things under control, but then also wanting to embrace the just the vibe of being in the now and being expressive and being in the joyous moment. So finding that balance between enjoying the moment and being productive, I guess you could say. So we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry for the sniffling and stuff. It's been snowing outside like crazy and I just ran outside to get some of the snow off my car so I don't have to struggle later on to get it all off. Anyhow, so we've got the Page of Cups upright. We have the 9 of Cups upright, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So if you'll notice, we have 2 Pentacle cards in reverse, and then we have 2 Cup cards upright. Pentacle cards are all about material items, tangible items, finances, career, things like that. Cups is about love and emotion and passion and just anything connected to the emotions, joy. It just depends on the card for cups. It could go to, not such great feelings to, being ecstatic. You know what I mean? So, or like, and also just related to love in general. So that's where I'm seeing the balance between finding the joy and being responsible at the same time. So we have the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So when it's upright, it's you're in the groove financially. You've figured out the pattern that works for you when it comes to making money, or when it comes to getting the results that you want for something, whether it's a project or if you're like creating things, if you're doing like arts and crafts stuff, and you figured out the method for cranking them out quicker and more efficiently for like an Etsy business or something like that, or you've just figured out the best way to budget your money, and now things are starting to make sense for you and starting to flow, and now you don't have to stress too much about where you're spending and all of that. But then when it's in reverse, I feel like it's the extreme of this energy. So you're like being obsessive about trying to find the perfect pattern. You're trying to find the perfect way of controlling the situation. So like very obsessive about like controlling the outcome of your situation. So if it's regarding money, maybe you are being like if you're budgeting, maybe you are doing it down to the penny for every single day, and like being extremely stingy and finicky about, I spent 5 cents too many over here. I spent, 4 cents too much over here, and like getting really stressed out about, nickels and dimes, you know what I mean? Or being a perfectionist with a craft that you're making, like I said, for the Etsy site. So, sorry. I just feel weird like when I'm talking for a long period of time about one card and we're just like looking at the card. So, like say with that Etsy site that I was talking about, if you have one or whatever, if you have a business in general and you are like creating some kind of craft and you are becoming obsessive about it being absolutely perfect, and if it's not, like if there's like a hair out of place or whatever for like a doll that you're making, or like, it's just like slightly crooked, you throw it out and start all over. You have way too high of standards for yourself, like unattainable standards. Like the pedestal is like through the roof for yourself, and, an unreachable goal, basically, because nobody is perfect. And I truly hate, I was thinking about this the other day, I truly hate the word perfect. Like I really wish that word just did not exist in our vocabulary. So like perfect is the definition of being without flaws. But there is no such thing as anything being without flaws, in any form of the word, in our existence. Even if you think that it looks perfect, if you look hard enough, there's going to be something that's just slightly off. That's just the world that we live in. And to think that there is that place of perfection in this world, you're going to drive yourself crazy if you think that you can attain that level. It's not possible. We're all made of flaws. We're all full of flaws. And that's what makes us so amazing and so unique. And that's what makes us work so well together in this world. That's what makes us function so well in this world, is because we all know that we're all a little screwed up and all a little freaking weird. So it makes things a little bit more comfortable. If we were all perfect, we would be robots, you know? And robots would not even be perfect anyway. I could just here I go. I'm going on a tangent here. But basically, like, you are being extremely perfectionistic about some situation, most likely regarding finances or your career, you know, putting way too much pressure on yourself. And it's not necessary. So chill out for the beginning of April. Okay. So we got through that. Sorry, Virgo. I got on my soapbox for a second there. So yeah, there's like this obsessive energy, and I think that energy comes from the vibe of Mercury retrograde. So like me, Virgos are ruled by Mercury, and you know, I feel like it affects us more than other signs. So I think Libra's also Mercury, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. So I feel like when this planet goes retrograde, it just affects us more significantly than it would other signs. So yeah, we're dealing with that Mercury retrograde vibe of trying to get things absolutely perfect when Mercury retrograde is all about setbacks and doing things over again and redoing, and it's just ironic, I guess. So then we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is saying, like, okay, first of all, let's take a look at how sloppy and messy he is. He's creating his own version of perfection. I hate that word. He's creating his own version of a masterpiece, and he is sloppy as hell about it. And it doesn't matter because he's found his joy in doing this, in creating it in that way. So that's what the message is here. It's like getting back into the joy of creating, you know, what you love. So like with the Etsy project, you know, if you have an Etsy business or whatever and you're getting crazy obsessive about it, this is saying, hey, let's get back into our heart about what it is that we're making, because that's what it's all about. You know, creating something that is unique and with flaws, and it's from you, and you're putting it out in the world. And there it is, you know? And that's what makes it, you know, your own version of perfection. And why do I keep saying this word now? Now it's just irritating me, so. So yeah, it's just saying let's get back into our heart and get joyful like a little kid, like first experiencing like dealing with crayons and colors and whatever. So this is like you're being too picky and nitty-gritty about the details when really you need to be embracing where you are right now and realizing that you're on a new adventure. You're on this new journey. You're creating something beautiful for yourself. So stop, you know, getting tunnel vision on certain areas and step back and really look at the big picture. And, you know, see where you are, because where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be, and it's probably a great place, actually. I mean, here we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is actually a wish card. So it's saying, like, you know, if there was something that you have been trying to attain for yourself for a long time, it's saying you have most likely, like, that wish is most likely coming true for you. Like, you're realizing that something that you wanted for yourself for a long time is finally coming to fruition. Or something that you've always dreamed of having, you know. Or it's saying, like, you know, now would be a good time to make a wish for yourself, as long as you are in this state. So let me just zoom in here. Again, I'll get back down to the table so you don't have to look at my face. So the Cups cards are saying get back into your heart. about where you are and become present with the moment. Stepping back and looking at the big picture of where you are instead of getting so overly focused on the tiny details. Okay? And just, pausing to really take in this feeling of where you are. Maybe something that you've been working towards for a long time is finally here. And maybe in the beginning of the month you haven't really been giving yourself a chance to really accept that or really look at it. So now here we are in the middle of the month, and finally you're giving yourself this time to really take it all in, And if you are worried about your finances, we've got these awesome gold cups like in the tower behind you, just saying that you are supported. Everything is there, stacked and ready to go for you. So don't worry about it, basically. So just getting in the moment and really taking in everything that you've achieved for yourself in your life. And being in this vibration is going to help attract more of what you want for yourself. So really feeling the joy and the gratitude and the excitement for, achieving whatever it is that you've achieved for yourself. And then from that place, making a new wish and, putting it out there into the universe, what you want next. And there's nothing wrong with that. The universe is infinite, and it never runs out, and all it wants to do is provide you with what it is that you want for yourself in your life, So like being in this perfect state, oh my God, being in this, state of happiness, and then asking for what you want next is the best way to propel yourself forward towards your next goal. So really enjoying where you are because you deserve it. So then here, when we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it could be saying a couple things. It could be saying like, maybe you're getting obsessive because this idea of success is not looking exactly the way that you were trying to control it to be or expect it to be. But first of all, success is a state of mind. First of all, tangibly, you may not have, like the mansion and the white picket fence and the dog and the 2 kids and the yada, 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 all that crap. But you have what you need for yourself in this moment. And that's all that you need in this moment. So don't, be too hard on yourself if you're, taking it in and being grateful, but then also at the same time being like, well, it didn't exactly turn out exactly how I thought it would, but, it's still not that bad. Don't get into that vibe. That's what the Nine of Pentacles is basically saying. And then also, it's also saying, like, it's good to be in this place and enjoy where you are and being relaxed, but it's also saying, don't stop completely. There's still work to do. But, the next step that you take should be from this frame of mind. So, as long as you're not getting into this, place where, this place of enjoying it so much that now you're just not doing anything now, of inaction. Because we have the 9s here. 9s in numerology are the number of completion, but we have in tarot we have the 10, which is the actual completion. So it's like you're close, like you're very, very close to full completion, but there is still a little bit left that has to be done for you to really feel like, yes, I'm there and there's nothing else that I need to do. Do you know what I mean? So there's still a little bit left that has to be done, so don't stop now. You know what I mean? So it's like you're basically there, but there's just still a little bit left that may still need to be done. So being in this frame of mind and knowing that, you know, this isn't, you're not retiring, you're just pausing for a moment and then continuing forward. I hope that makes sense. Because here, it just feels like she's stopped to enjoy the fruits of her labor. She's enjoying where she is in the moment, quite similarly to this card. Enjoying where she is and being grateful. But when it's like this, it's like she's staying there. She's not continuing forward. She's quite content with where she is. There's like almost a little bit of a laziness there of not getting back to work when there's still stuff to be done, whether it's for the specific thing that you've achieved for yourself or the next phase for your next goal, your next wish to be achieved. So this is a really great month, Virgo. You've definitely hit like a milestone, I think, of achievement in your life. Like a leveling up, which is awesome. And I'm so glad to see this. And this makes a lot of sense for what's going on in my life with my husband and me. I mean, we're moving to North Carolina. Our stuff should be moved down there mid-April, and then we'll be like officially there by the end of April. So I think he's going to be stressed out in the beginning, and then towards the end being like, wow, okay, like we did it. We're finally here, you know. But I'll have to tell him, like, we're not done. Like, we're here, but now, like, we have to unpack. And now, like, I have to find a job. And now, you know, we have to make new friends and, like, figure out the city and, you know, all that. So it's like, you're there, but now it's like, let's get acclimated with our new environment. This is a very long video, and I'm so sorry that it's so long, but I guess this is what you need to hear, Virgo. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, Virgo. Please go to the link below. If you would like a private reading, you won't be able to get it until May, but, you know, something to consider. And also follow me on Instagram at the Creative Gypsy. It may have changed at this point. I am in the process of changing my name, so I'll have all that info below the video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful April. I'll see you in May. Take care.